Hello, everybody. Let's continue with the wrap up of the first three threads, okay, that we have been discussing. And the first step, we said our first action is we want people to stay. We don't want users to leave the website without doing anything, which is the definition of a bounce rate. And I guess that Rachel estimated like a bounce rate between 20 and 40%. So I've made a very similar assumption. So let's suppose that 30% of the people, of the users, abandon at this moment of the purchasing process. Okay, so that leaves us with 70 people. Of course, there is a number of reasons. I mentioned 10 on the slide, on the summary slide. But I guess that Puneet was pointing to the most important item, which is that we should use a very specific landing page. So having the ability of creating dynamic landing pages that are adapted to what the user is searching, this is very powerful in order to have a stickiness from the people. And the average time that people spend on your website before they decide whether they go or they leave, they stay or they leave, it's about 5 seconds, so pretty much in line with what Ethier was saying. So the second step is people start either browsing or searching. And we've mentioned here some, I guess it was Sabrina, no? Saying a point that, for example, the search should work not in a category structured way, so not in the way that companies think about their product categories, but about the way users think about when they are searching those products, okay? So there is a very useful technique here called card sorting that you can do with users. You give the different items or products that you have, and they sort the items into the categories, and they put the names that they really use, and these kinds of techniques, okay? So, and again, there is a huge abundance of products here in Zappos. So let's suppose that 90% of the people end up going to the product page, okay? So this is step number 3, where we are now. And we say that now the goal is we want people to click on the Add to Cart button, okay? So we've been analyzing how the page it is in terms of how it is designed so that most of the people can really go and click in the Add to Cart, which is the next call to action that we want them to do. So the product, so some factors that you've been mentioning is the product name that is in the way that users describe it, high quality images. In that sense, Zappos does it quite good. The total information about the price and etc. Now, there was an interesting discussion about what is the color of the Add to Cart button, which is, I guess it was Sabrina mentioning that is green instead of orange, which are the other call to action buttons are in orange, except for the Add to Cart, which is in green. By the way, I like very much the research that Carolina, you made about what is the universal meaning of colors. Like, for example, blue means trust, black means luxury, pink means feminine or romantic, this kind of stuff. So it's very important to play with the meaning of colors, okay? But the question is a good idea, for example, to put the Add to Cart button in green instead of orange? How would you come out with the best color? And the concept that I want to introduce here is, you see here in this post a link to a video called Website Optimizer. So you don't need to guess. You just do an A/B testing, option A in green, option B in orange, and you keep those options, you keep showing randomly those options to 50% of the users, each one, and you see what is the one that performs better. So this concept of A/B testing or multivariant testing you can do with this tool, for example. There are many others for free, and this is the right approach about designing the right user experience. Continuous A/B testing about everything until you optimize the different elements of the experience. So let's move on now to the next point, which is what happens after clicking on the Add to Cart button. Let's go for it.